Hey, welcome back to Diode Press. I'm Graham. I first off wanted to thank you all for subscribing to the channel. I recently got a shout out from the AVE YouTube channel, and I really appreciate the support. There's a fun project in the works with him. But in today's video, I'm going to design and print a storage case for my Mezzotint rockers. I'll put a link in the description box showing how the rockers are used if you're interested in that. These tools can cost a couple $100s a piece, so I really want a way to keep them safe but also easily accessible. So let's get right to it. I started off with a box I picked up at a thrift store for a couple of dollars. It was a perfect fit to hold all the pieces that I needed. I also wanted a way to store the weights and the rocker jig that John over at the NYC CNC channel machined for me last year. I jumped into Fusion 360 and started modeling up the parts. I started with a box, measuring the actual box with a pair of calipers and recreating it in the model. Now I dropped in the models of the weight and the rocker jig and also my largest rocker. I had these models created from when I worked with NYC CNC, so it was just an easy, grab from Fusion. Now making the box translucent allowed me to move the parts around inside the box and get them in a configuration that fits really well. Starting with the base, I started sketching and extruding up the enclosure to support the tools as I have them arranged. I'm going to be printing this out of PLA plastic, which is pretty strong, but I made the walls thicker than they need to be just to make it so it would really last. I wanted to be able to print this without any support material, so everything has a nice chamfer at any overhangs. And I also added lots of fillets to kind of smooth out all the corners. I found that by filleting the horizontal to vertical walls, it creates a much stronger piece when 3D printing versus just having a hard 90-degree vertical angle. Once the tools were all secured, I worked out a simple handle. It's a post with a loop to stick one finger in and pull the whole assembly out. There really wasn't much room for a bigger handle. Now the last thing to do inside Fusion was to create a stencil for the outside of the box. It would have been easy enough to do this with just tape and a razor blade, but I wanted to give it a try by doing it this way. I drew up a sketch of a Mezzotint rocker and extruded it through a 0.5mm thick panel. Then I could scale it and figure out where I wanted it to sit, and then finally print it out. And then after a few minutes here, I had a reusable stencil, and I taped it onto the side of the box, and then hit it with a few coats of black paint. And while I was painting that and letting it dry, I printed off the main part of the tool holder. And I'll have a link in the description box if anyone wants the files to print on their own. It's fairly specific to my needs, but you're welcome to it. And here's the final assembly ready to use. Thanks for watching! To keep up with the videos when they're posted, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to help support this channel, you can check out the Diode Press Patreon page, where I post behind the scenes photos as well as other patron rewards. Thanks!